Hi there. Here we go with Marie Kondo's KonMari Part 3, which is paperwork. I went through my whole apartment and took out all of the paperwork and all the paper items that I have, which there aren't very many, and they were basically all in my place where I keep paperwork, because I have done KonMari before. This isn't my first time, so my paperwork is pretty minimal because I follow the system that she uses pretty well. But I do have some things to go through and look at. So I don't think I'm going to talk about the paperwork. You can just see me go through it. If you do KonMari yourself at home, again, paperwork is the third category. So you're doing paperwork after you've done clothing already, and you've gone through every piece of clothing in your house, and you've touched every single piece of clothing, and you've decided what you want to keep. And you keep only what you want to keep. The things that spark joy for you, that bring ease to your life, that make you happy in your clothing. And then category 2 was books, which I did earlier. You saw my books. You bring all the books from every part of the house or apartment or wherever you live. You bring them all together into one giant group, and you stack them up and you go through your books. And now I'm on step 3, category 3, which is paperwork. And if you do your paperwork, you're going to take all the paperwork, all the, like instruction manuals that you have from things that you buy. They come in multiple languages, and it tells you how to use something. Or let's see, here's one. Receipts. I don't have many. I just happen to have this one receipt. But you might have a lot of receipts. The first time I did KonMari, I had a lot of receipts. All your paperwork, important paperwork and not important paperwork. And you're going to go through everything. You're going to take every piece of paper and you're going to read it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take every piece of paper, I'm going to read it front to back, everything, and I'm going to see, is it something important that I have to keep forever? You know, maybe something like paper for your insurance, like your health insurance, or maybe you bought something like, my computer back there. I might have a warranty, I might have insurance on my computer, and there's paper for that I need to keep, so really important documents. Your birth certificate, right? When you were a baby and you have a certificate about your name and your date of birth, like very important documents. You'll keep all of those and separate those into their own group. And then maybe there are some things that you need to do, like maybe there are some bills you have to pay. There's money that you need to pay. So you're going to put that into a group of things that you need to do, soon, right? And then the rest is stuff that you can just throw away and recycle, that you don't need. So I'm going to go through everything. Oh, and if you find any paperwork that is sentimental, that has real emotional meaning for you. Like I have these cards from students that I taught here in Korea. So these are actually sentimental items. So I won't be doing anything with them in this category, but they are part of paperwork. So I have to bring them all together, and then I'll take them out and we'll look at those in the 5th category, in sentimental items. But yeah, so I'm going to do all that now, and I'll just fast forward this part because it's not very much fun to look at my paperwork, and it's not really anything that I want to talk about. So you can watch me go through this. This one is sad. This is a manual to a pair of earbuds that I really liked. They were Bluetooth, and I lost them maybe a month or so ago. I lost them on February 15th. I remember that because it was the night I went to the emergency room for my health problems. Oh yeah, that was a rough night. Anyway, I don't need these anymore because I don't have them anymore. Okay, so this is a warranty card for my computer. So actually I do want to keep this one. I was wondering where this was. These are my test results from when I did a SIBO breath test. SIBO is a small intestinal issue where you have too much small intestinal bacteria. And this is a breath test that I did. And I thought I had misplaced, well, I had misplaced the results. They were in with my important papers, but I had folded it up so I couldn't easily recognize it. So I'll put these over here. I have digital copies actually, so well, let me just keep this. Oh, here's an old passport photo with me with long hair. It's not, you can't see. Yeah, the camera's too blurry, but anyway, don't need that. And this I'm gonna keep. I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan, and I feel bad, but I can't remember who gave this to me. But yeah, it's a little pocket folder, so I can keep some things in there, and I'm gonna keep this because it's small and I really like it. It's really boring watching me go through a bunch of papers, isn't it? But, you know, if you want to do KonMari on your own, it's good to see someone and how they do it, and it gives you ideas on how you can do it yourself. I really recommend KonMari. It really has changed my whole life, and keeping my things tidy and neat. Because when you go through everything like this and all together at one time, you organize your past, right? Because all of these things, all of these papers represent my past. They're all things that I got. And when I look at them and I decide if I need to keep them or work on them, I'm organizing stuff from my past that maybe needs reorganizing. And this is something that you don't have to do every day or all the time, this big KonMari. I'm doing it now because I'm having a big life change. And so there are lots of things that I can go through and reevaluate and think, What do I need? What do I not need? And what things spark joy for me that, you know, paperwork doesn't necessarily spark joy, but getting the information from the paperwork, taking care of the things that need taking care of, you know, doing the jobs that need doing, paying the bills that need paid. I don't have any bills, but paying bills or just organizing everything, that sparks joy. That brings ease to your life when you have very little paperwork hanging around, and when you know what every piece of paper you have in your house is, that sparks joy, right? So the papers themselves don't necessarily spark joy when you look at like, oh, this piece of paper, no. It's about working through the paperwork and what this paper represents and dealing with that. That really sparks joy for me, for sure. It's having that all taken care of, and it makes it easier in the future to stay on top of things and not have things pile up and accumulate. Which most of this paperwork that you see in here is paperwork that I've had to keep while I've been here in Korea. But now I'm leaving, and so a lot of this I don't have to keep anymore. But going through each thing piece by piece allows me to take the past, tie it in a neat little bow, and it's all taken care of. And that brings real peace and sparks joy. So, yeah. And just like that, I'm finished. So, in the KonMari method, with paperwork, you always have two folders. So, like this. And one folder are important items that you have to keep forever. Things related to health insurance. If you have children, things for your children. Their birth certificates. Your birth certificate. Yeah, just other important documents that you have to keep forever. Or maybe instruction manuals for things in your house, right? You keep them in one folder. And then you have another folder or another place where you keep things that you need to deal with, right? Things that need to be, you know, a bill that needs to be paid in a few days, or, you know, something coming up that you have to deal with. If it's not something that you can't deal with right now. Otherwise, if it's something that you can do and deal with right now, you do it right away, and you finish it, and then you throw the paper away, recycle the paper, right? But these are for some things that you can't do right now, but they're coming up. And so you know, oh, in this folder, these are things that I need to be checking to make sure that I'm doing these things. But these are permanent, and you only go in here when you need something important. So for me, there's not going to be anything in my to-do folder because I'm leaving Korea and I don't have any paperwork left to do. So it's just going to be my important documents, which are going to go in this yellow folder. And those are all right here. So I'm going to put them in this folder. And then earlier I put some things in here, but I'm not going to use this for my paperwork. I'm going to use this for something else in the future. And this will just go into things that I will keep. Oh, I forgot one more. I have one more packet of paperwork to look through. Whoops. I'm not finished. Okay, this time I'm done. So I've got 2 certificates here. I've got my Teaching English as a Foreign Language certificate, which is here. And I have my yoga certification, which is here. And then I have my other important documents that I'll need to take back to the US with me, or need to use within the last few days that I'm left here in Korea. And then I have this stack of sentimental items that I've added to category 5. Remember, we have that book from earlier that'll go into that group, and these will too. And then I have some manuals for things that I'm gonna sell to people. Like I have this kettle where you can heat water, and this is a manual for that. And I just have some other manuals that maybe they will want when they buy my stuff. So that was category 3 on paperwork, and I've got all this to recycle in the paper, and I feel real nice now that I got all that paperwork sorted. So let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think about KonMari? What do you think about Marie Kondo's method of tidying everything up in 5 categories? Look it up. Yeah, look it up on the internet. Marie Kondo. It's great. I really love it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And be sure to give the video a thumbs up. And click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell so you can get notifications when I upload the next video. And consider joining Patreon, our Patreon page. The link is in the description below. All right, I will see you in the next video. Well, you will see me, right? You'll see me. Anyway, bye.